Why hello again, another little video. This one is on double slips. Now I've actually done this for a few people. I've got another one which I'm waiting to come in. Shall do that for him. But basically is what you have is that's what it looks like in the guide. So that's one way, or that way, or that way, or that way. And all you got to do is to click the different points, and they will change to which one you want. And it can get a bit confusing in one way how to do it. But one thing, you can only do this if you've got the normal Railmaster. If you've got the Pro, you can do a lot more things. So I'll show you how you do it. Now down here, and that's it there. So what you've got now with the Pro, if you click that one there, which it says 1 to 3, it'll change them up to those. So if I actually just go to 3 like this, there we are, they've gone that way. If I want to go from 1 to 4, I click that. So it's going this way around. Now if I want to go from 3 to 4, there, or sorry, 3 to 2, I just click the 2 there, and they both change. All it is making programs up. So in actual fact there's 1, 2, 3, 4, another 4 there, there's 8. There's 8 programs to make this work, and then also putting these little bits in. So I'll show you how to do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my little program ones, and I'll show you what I've done. So if I go into here now, and I'm going to go from 1 to 3, which is from here up to there. So if I just do this like this, they both turn up that way around. I don't have to worry about pressing buttons here. I can just go by these numbers. So how you do that? So it's 1 to 3. So all these programs are all in here. 1 to 3, which is this. So all you do is put a 0 in. You click your point, which is off the resource. This is like this one here, like that. You then find your point number which you're going to use. Now what you do is take the first one first. So on mine that is 1, that is 2. So you say now take port 2 and switch it to the left. And the other one is number 1 is switch it to the right. And then all you do then is you put in 1 to 3 like that. So if you come out of this one now, because you don't want that, so what you've got there is you're going from switching that point up to the left, which is the number 2, and the next one, which is number 1, you're going to switch it to the right, and that's what it is. Now how you get this other bit here is if you now go into your track plan like this, and I now go to down here and find the slip, which is what I've done, slip test, that's what I've called it, which is this, right? Forget that, that's the other bit there, right? So all you've got to do is in here it says port 1, which is it's telling you to do a certain thing in this one here. So what you've got in there is click that there, it's port 1. Right now, how you get that little program up is if you go to here like that, and what that one is 1 to 3. That was the little program just made. Then all you do is figure out which one it is. It's 1 to 3, so you want 3 put in there like that. And then you get a text which is from here over here, and you put that in and make it 1 to 3 like that. Such as like this one here, which is 2 here. So this one is going from 3 to 2. So if you click on this now and it says going from 3 to 2, that was another little program, and then you put the 2 in. And that's how you do them all. So it's a bit long-winded doing it. Once you've done it, it's quite easy. So I'll go through this now because I want this. So if I go back into my programs now, and I'm going to go looking for 3 to 2. So it's going to go from 3 to 2. So that'll be the first one, 1 and 2. Right, so go to 3 to 2. So click in here now, and I need to find 3 to 2. There it is, 3 to 2. So what you've got there is 0 in again, then put your point in, or point figure in. You're then going to say, number 1, you're going to switch right. Now, in fact, let's go over here a bit, right? So what it's doing here, it's saying you're going to switch number 1 points to the right, which is up there, that one there. And then 2 seconds after, you can't do them straight away, you've got to leave about 2 seconds because of the capacitors in your point motors. Right, so you point in again, Control A, port 2, which is this one, you're going to switch to the right. So I just move it over a bit there, you're going to switch this to the right. And then all you do is then you make up that it's going to go from 3 to 2. And that's all they are. So if I go to another one, we'll say from this one, from 2 to 4, which is going to go down that way. So if I do this, I'll just show you. Yeah. It's going that way now. So that's 2 to 4. So if you go in again, it's just logic basically. 2 to 4, right? So I want 2 to 4. 2 to 4. So what you got here is 0 again. Put your point in. Then what you want is number 2, because that's the first one you want to turn. And you say right, which is there. If you go in here, like that, and just click it, you've got a left or right. So you just pick one you want. Then at 2 seconds after, you put another point in. This one, then 1, and it's going to go to the left, which is left, this way. And then you give it a code, which is 2 to 4, and that's all it is. The thing is, you can put these, up the other way up. It doesn't matter which way it is. So what you can actually do is, as I've done with them, is if you send me your track plan with this bit in, and also make sure you've got your numbers in, and all you've got to do then is to I will then put this in for you like this, work it all out for you. Then all you've got to do then is to send all those codes, because although I can do it, send a track plan, the track plan will come, but all this lot down here won't come in. I have to put them in. So I'll get all the codes, which I've got ready done for this one, and all you do then is I'll put them into the system for you. It's quite easy. So I don't charge them. Say it's something I love to do. So in actual fact, what you can also do in this system, right, you see you've got all these point numbers here, you only know which ones they are, but what you can actually do is if I click on here now, and in here you've got, on here it says show port numbers or point numbers. You click on that like that, you click that, and what it's done now, it's taken those numbers out. Because most of the time you don't need them, because basically you're going to be clicking these things here. You need that when you're doing the programming and making sure which one's doing which. But also what happens is, I've taken that out, but what happens is that it doesn't affect when you're in your track mode. So if I actually go in here again, just to show you, and go down here to the switch test, they're still in here. If you click over here, look, just go over it, it shows you which ones they still are. So you don't lose those at all. So say Monday I did 3 track program systems for people. I've got one. I think I've got one today. Should be coming in. I've got another one tomorrow. I've got another one which I'm waiting to hear off. But to do all this, it took me about an hour to do all them. Not figuring out how to do it because I know how to do it. It's just that it takes the time to build all the programs, and you do them one at a time. So on this one there, I would actually do from that one there 1 to 3, and then 1 to 4, and then all you do is build them all up, and then you just put them in the program again. So if I go back into this bit again, just to show you again, can look a bit confusing, but the thing is, if you want me to do it, I can do it. The only thing is, I need to go onto your PC to do it. Where are we? That's it there. So if I actually go in here and just click on this thing here, it says that one there. I can actually change these numbers. One thing with this is you put your program you just made in there, same as my trains, in there like that. And on here there's a slide, and you can put what you want in there. So I say these are my little trains when I run my train programs. So if I've got a particular train that a program I've made, I put it in there, I put my little train in and does it. There's one for train announcements. And also is what it is with this system. You can put, look, I've got ones, 3s and 4s. It doesn't make, you can't just use one, you can use it a number of times, because each one has got its own little program in it. And that's how you do all them. Quite simple. So another thing is in the settings box here, what you've got here is one here which enables the sound system. Basically, is when you turn Railmaster on, you get that Railmaster sign, and then you get all the trains running on. It drives me nuts at times. More so when I'm having to go in and out of the system. So all you do is turn it off there, and all you got to do then is go to loco detection. This one here is show the point numbers. You put that in there, make sure that's clicked in, and what you get now is there's your point numbers. Now what happens in railway systems is you can get where these little boxes here block if you've got signals and everything else, so you have to make spaces to put them in. But if you take that point thing out, you don't even see them, because sometimes these little boxes will cover over point numbers or points. I don't know what else I've got in here. Let's see what I've got in here. Let's see what I've got in. Might have some. No, I haven't got them in this one. Right, so I've just come out of that one. Right. So what I'm going to do now, it's actually, in fact, what happened is when this computer crashed, Curry's put my Railmaster back in, but I've actually got 2 Railmaster systems in this one, and I've got my other one that I run. Now what happens is if I do all my programming and everything else downstairs on the other computer, I put them into a memory stick, stick them in the computer, stick them in here, go to my Railmaster file, and it's just in there. It's actually in this one. I've got 2 systems for the price of one, in a way, you might say. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this one off. That was this one here. Now if I go down here now, this is the one that, now watch this. It might do it, I can't remember if I should put this in or not. They are. No train noises. Just silence. It doesn't take nothing away, none of your train sounds or your station announcements. It doesn't take any of that stuff away at all. It just shuts that bit off. More so if you're switching in and out, as I have to do when I do different programs. So the one that I should be doing today, I was working on it late last night. He's got 75 sets of points in it, and that's without the signals. So it's a big program. Also, he's done a different thing with the track plan, and what you get is when you bring it up, you get the blank screen. The actual track plan is down here. You have to drag it up. See, this is mine. Also, is that one thing you do with your track plans is when you get into these numbers, you can see how mine light up because I've changed the code numbers in these. So it's basically like a mimic. So you can see that one there is to go that way there. If I click that one there, that'll make it light up that way around. But I can do all this for you, put all the signalling systems in. I've done 2 now, there 50 odd signals in. I've started to work on this other one, but until I can sort it. What it is he can't get this track plan that this chap's made into another bloke's computer. There is a way of doing it. Right, so this is mine, of course. Now if I go into my track plan here for now, the only thing is this, it comes up. This one that I'm doing, or working on at the moment, is if you think of this track plan, if I put it to 50%, I only get basically a third of the track on. That's how big it is. Right, so if I go to mine, which is this one here, of course, if you go into these, each one of these points, such as like this one here, tells you all that what you want. And what you have to do, the thing is, that piece you can only do this when you've got Pro, of course, is whatever the code number is for the signal or for the point, you put in there as well. Because what happens is then, is when you do it, if I come out of there, because I don't want that. Right, because what happens is when you fire this up, what it'll do, it'll go whatever you've got them as the numbers. So it'll go from point number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it'll go through all your points. Because most of these decoders, like the Hornby ones and TrainTech ones, you've got 4 sets of points in one unit. As like it with the DC Concepts, you've got 8 in one of those. Well, it'll try and fire all 8 up at once, which is not very good for it. So what it's doing is giving it time for the capacitors inside the decoder to fire it. So you'll get that the points will fire up without no problems. The ones with 4 in all that, what happens is sometimes some of the points might not fire over. So it's a lot easier. So, oh dear. So that is how you do these. Now then, what I've done with my new train here, by the way, this new train is not in Railmaster. The picture of it isn't in there, nothing's in there, the code number and nothing. So what you have to do is to find a picture of it and put it in manually, as also like we do with the Batman ones as well. So that is that one. I've actually put 3 Pullman coaches on this one this time around. So what I've done with this, I've made a program up to run this particular train. As I do with all my things, I have to do programs if I don't drive them nuts. So all these little things here are all little different programs for doing different things. Like that one there is my double shunt up there. That one there is my little 1P that does its little shunt there. All these are train announcements, because I say I use the train announcement generator. For £20, it's the best thing since sliced bread. So what I'll do now is if I click this one here,
the next train to depart on platform 2 will be the 14:30, the Royal Scots Service to Carlisle, calling at Crewe, Warrington Bank Quay, Wigan North Western, Preston, Lancaster, Penrith and Carlisle only. This train is formed of 3 coaches. First class accommodation is located at the front of the train. A buffet service is available on this train. Please mind the gap when boarding this train.
Thing is, I'm after a decoder for this. It's basically the closest one I can think of getting at is the Black 5, and you can't get them for love nor money. I wanted a class 21 as well. There are desperate supplies for these decoders. There's one or two knocking about, but some of the others we haven't got. I wish Hornby would make some more different class decoders. Thing is, we're talking like £40 or £45 for a TTS decoder. If I put a proper one in there, it's going to cost me £120. I can't afford £120. I can afford £45. So that is why some of my trains haven't got sound in, and some of them have. Some of them are actually.
The next train to arrive on platform 2 terminates here. All change please on platform 2.
Yeah. So like this one, I bought that as sound, bought that one as sound. I bought that one over there as total sound. But you're talking £300 a time, these are. So they're expensive, but the thing is that I fall in love with trains, and that's what I did. Same say I fell in love with the Prairie, and I've had a couple of reports, different people having problems with them. The wheels are out of line, bearings are in the wrong place, and God knows what. So I say that is the way I do my trains. So if anybody wants me at any time, they can always get me on 01782 302194. My email address is there again, and please subscribe. And with these double slips, if anybody wants me to do them for them, do them. Now the only thing is what you need before I go, you need to put onto your computer TeamViewer. So if you go to Google like this, and you put in, sorry, I can't see what I'm doing here. Where is it? Come on. TeamViewer free download, there, like that. And what you'll get is this. Now what you've got to be careful of is where you actually pick it up, and make sure the one you want is from the TeamViewer website, which is this one here. So you click on this one here, like that. Now what will actually happen is you get this, and all you do is download for free, which is that one there. You go through it, and what you'll get is actually a little screen come up, and what it'll say is it business or private? You put private, otherwise you get charged. And then that's what you'll get on the system when it's all downloaded. Then all you do is you ring me, you give me that which is your ID, that which is your password, and then I'll link straight to your computer. Some say I can do some of this stuff in minutes. Some people, when they can't connect to the controller, things like that, I can do that in minutes. But what happens is when you turn off, this ID will stay in my computer. It's ideal for me because when I go to here, I can actually click on here and find your number on there. I click this, but this password changes every time you turn it off. So it means that I can't get back in your system. It's a safe. A lot of businesses use this, which is TeamViewer, but that is one thing you can actually do. It saves me a lot of time. I can do things in minutes doing that around. So once again, please subscribe. If you go to my website, which is Hornby Railmaster Brian Hughes, go to the icon, and in the right hand corner there's a little box there to donate if you wish to donate to the site. And say, please get in touch with you. Any trouble with the Railmaster, or talking about Railmaster, and I'll look at it for you. So once again, thank you and goodbye.